Hello and welcome. Let's take a look at the silver charts for the week ending February the 24th, 2017. Welcome. My name is Derek. That's the daily and weekly charts that I'll be focusing on for such. And first, interesting news as natural news, which is alternate health information, has been blacklisted by Google, meaning if you search their page on the internet, you will not get any of their pages to come up. This is the killing of the First Amendment. This is another way of tyranny, I would assume, to such. I am really pissed off that this is being done right now. Alex Jones has been censored. So many other alternate sites are being censored as well. It seems as if that the media war has already begun. Is the shit hitting the fan right now? If it maybe the fan has just been turned on, might be my answer right now. Or for the first time in about 5 years, I'm saying now, this world's going to be a lot different than it will be 12 months from now, that is. Meaning in 2013, 14, 15, 16, it's like yada, yada, yada. Come on, nothing's happening. No, I can't say nothing's happening anymore. Things have been picking up amongst this world. Now, as far as the charts are concerned, 26 of these 43 days starting on this December low has occurred within an update on very, very, very low volatility. Here's a trend line for the move. The only hiccups along the way, barely one here and a little bit bigger of one here. This is the only test this market has done in the break of this super long trend. Every time it's had resistance here, it's been just that, as has been support. As it stands right now, it's about 2/3 of the way up on this range with a little bit of room, up now to about 1855 or so. On the break of this range, on the upside, this would probably or definitely increase volatility. Would we get a big green candle up day of $1, and a half gain? That's where the options would set itself up for such. It could easily be a big failed move that comes in, but the sky is literally the limit when you break an upward resistance to the upside, especially one as consistent and long of duration as this one has been. On a break of support, because it's been such a long uptrend, I would expect either one of two things. One being a sideways correction, which will naturally have to break the trend, or of course a correction through price. Now, as far as price corrections are concerned, during the latter half of 2016, I was talking about all of these lower highs and lower lows. And you can define one as a low that's below the 18 average and a high that's above the 18 average. And there hasn't been a low below this 18 average since. So right now this is the high, but I said before, or right now, or back then, this is a high, then this was, and this was. No, this is the high right now, which is significantly higher than this one. So as far as the low is concerned, if there is any significant correction, where are you going to find support? I'll talk about Fibonacci later on, but for now, key supports in here, but you would expect a much, much, much higher low from the December one, to say the least. And the higher you go, the higher low you would expect. For example, if this thing would have turned down here, I would have liked to see a low here. And then if it would have sold off here, I would have liked to see a low here. Now I wouldn't mind seeing it up towards here. So the higher it goes up, the higher the low would. If this goes up to, say, here, well, then maybe back to 18 instead. And if it has a $20 update, maybe up to 38, well, maybe come back down to 30. That's the type of thinking that I have as far as trying to predict whereabouts that situation is to occur. But within the trend right now, there really is no need to talk about downward movement other than the a possibility of either direction, because the market remains in the uptrend, and again with some wiggle room towards this point in here. Switching this over to the weekly time frame, which now has 9 consecutive up weeks in a row. And within such, that's getting close to its all-time record for silver of 10 over 40 years ago. Will it even beat that? Well, we'll see as time goes on, but I was talking about this up streak before it was even cool to talk about silver's consecutive up week streak. In fact, not many people have even talked about it at all. But maybe if it ties the record of 10, maybe the mainstream media will talk. No. The mainstream media will not talk about it. Not anytime soon. But with that being stated, we can see this previous resistance would be a long-term support level. It would also match in within the band on any corrections towards the upside, if, of course, this is the top. If that such, yes, you can say this looks like a failed breakout, but if it does this, it won't, though. So we'll see how that ends up playing out as that moves forward. But right now, this is how the trend plays. You got upwards resistance towards here, and with everything going on, if the shit is hitting the fan, I don't know how much time period you have. It's probably not long. I'm going to talk about WebBot this weekend, and the short summary that they're saying is you don't have much time right now to get out of any debt-related paper, digital kind of assets, because things are heating up right now over the last several months with all the things going on. So thank you for tuning in and have yourself a great weekend. Bye-bye.